afternoon, everyone. I did say that I was going to take a day off the Sebastian Rogers case today because I covered Brian Koberger instead this morning. However, I do have a little bit to say about Sebastian's case, so hang on for that, because first I want to briefly talk about the Karen Reid trial. So we're into day 3 of jury selection. Close of play yesterday saw 11 jurors seated. They need 16. They need 12 for the jury, and then they're having 4 alternates. So hopefully by the end of today, we'll have a full set of jurors and the trial can begin. Well, this has just come out. The DNA analysis from Bode Labs in Virginia has been entered by the prosecution. A piece of hair found on the back of Reid's Lexus SUV was sent to the lab to see if it matched John O'Keefe's DNA. John O'Keefe being the victim. If you've been following the case, then you'll know all about it. If you haven't been following the case, then go and check out the live stream from yesterday that I did over on Michelle Walks, because we went through kind of all the basics. So if you're intending to follow this trial and you don't know the basics, then go and check that live stream out. The defence has been trying to get the results excluded, citing a delay in testing. We haven't seen the lab report yet, though. A delay caused by the defence? No, it absolutely wasn't. This comment is correct. The prosecution wasted literally 20 months before deciding to send it to Bode because their own lab said there was no human DNA. The defence responded on the 22nd of December, and the prosecution didn't send it to the Bode lab until the 11th of January. So there's that. It wouldn't be surprising if it was John's hair anyway, would it? Because he was in that car. Karen dropped him off. So if there was a hair on the outside of the car, so what? How would the hair stick there on a 3-mile journey from where Karen left him, allegedly knocked him over onto the lawn, and he suffered from multiple skull fractures? How does a Lexus SUV shatter your skull unless you were sitting down? Anyhow, I digress greatly. But that hair had to cling on and then all the way to the processing place. I don't think so. At best, it was only tested for a partial match per Doolally, the prosecutor. All right, well, hopefully the trial will start as early as tomorrow. We'll see. All right, moving on to Sebastian Rogers. So a post in my Facebook group alerted me to the fact that Gray Hughes has been talking to Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian's stepdad. I didn't watch Gray's show from last night. I will, but I haven't watched it yet. Now, me and Gray, we share similar opinions on numerous cases. Not on the Delphi case, but anyhow. So Gray has been talking to Chris, and Chris explained to him exactly where the dog tracked. So if we get the old Mapio here of Stafford Court, I assumed, right, after I heard the conversation Chris had with Narked divers, that the dog had tracked from their front porch right and then diagonally through the backyards and then over here onto the construction site. And that would be an easy way to avoid cameras. Not that I think Sebastian was purposefully avoiding cameras. It was dark, there's no street lights, he was wearing black. Cameras would have to be really good to pick you up on a dark night wearing black. You'd have to be dead close to it, or the whole place would have to be illuminated. Chris has allegedly told Gray that no, the dog went across this backyard and then onto the road and then up Kellen and then to the construction site this way. I went back and listened to Chris's conversation with Narked Divers again. So I clipped out about 30 seconds and I reduced the background noise slightly. I couldn't reduce it much. There's a lot of background noise. There's wind, there's vehicles that you can hear. So I couldn't reduce it very much without just losing Chris's voice. So this is as best as I could get. I've put subtitles on for anybody who can't understand a word of this. There is a little portion I just can't get, but here it is.
If you're looking at my house, it's going to be the right-hand side. The dog goes all the way down the fence, the dog comes all the way back up into the yard, and then it cuts that diagonal to the house next door us through the back door. And that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now after that, that's where they get over to the neighbor, go up Kellen, and head over to the other subdivision. Okay.
So what Chris said was from their front porch, went right along the fence, went back, and then went diagonally across the house next to them, which has to be this one, and then up here onto Kellen. I believe what he's told Gray and what he told Narked Divers. Now I've listened to it carefully with a little noise reduction. I agree. It was the house next to them that he went diagonally across their backyard. So he must have come out here and then onto Kellen. Now, numerous cameras on Kellen. I tracked some of them in yesterday's video. But again, dark, no street lights. Unless you've got, a lot of illumination from a particular house, somebody wearing black, you're not going to see it. So that's it. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video.